So, it is March 13th. It's quite a bit after me signing my contract with ABC, with Wisconsin. It's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. This is amid the whole coronavirus bullshit. So, kids' schools are closing down. Just today it was announced that the country's in a state of emergency, but you guys don't give a fuck about that. I said last time that I recap pretty much what the whole ABC contract signing would be about, because I was just so curious and I couldn't find anything about it online when I was looking. Pretty much what happens is you go into a school office or a room, you sit down with the coordinator of whatever project or program you're signing on to. They explain, I guess, the apprenticeship. They go over what it's going to be like and give you words of encouragement. They give you a binder to track your hours with like worksheets for you to like, or spreadsheets I should say, to track the hours that you have. You pretty much sit and watch a PowerPoint with a bunch of other trades. There were 2 plumber guys there, and the other 4 or 5 of us were all electrical or electricians. So it was really nerve-wracking walking into it, but looking back, it wasn't that big of a deal. Besides, of course, the fact that I'm signing a contract to where I'm, making a step towards a big goal that'll ultimately change my life, is what I'm looking at it as. And of course, this is non-union. So after we did all of that, the main guy who was actually in charge of the program came in. He wanted to actually get our signatures. It's 2020, so they got our signatures electronically through the Wisconsin's website or whatever the case is. And they pretty much sent us on our way with words of encouragement by the board of, or the committee on ABC, which is pretty much a bunch of contractors via HVC, electrical, plumbers, whatever, all that you can mention is like 12 people. And they all pretty much told us, hey, take it serious. This is important. One guy was like, yeah, I was right where you guys were at 8 to 15 years ago. I can't remember the date. And now I own my own company and I'm grossing over $5 million a year with my company. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. A lot of pressure. And that was last week, Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't know. And this is a week and more later. This is Friday. So I've already gone through this will be my 4th week here. So I'm already a month in. It's crazy. I wish I could say it's flying by, because it kind of is flying by. But in the scope of 5 years of being into a program, it's not flying by at all. But I'm not going to jinx myself. So my next step, now that I got my contract signed, I'm tracking my hours every day that I work. Getting ready to submit all of this stuff on the 10th of April. This coronavirus shit is really slowing stuff up. My company sent out an email about it. It's really getting crazy. But we work on job sites, so guys are talking shit, talking crazy, cursing people out, saying crazy things about each other. I highly doubt that they're going to close down for something like this, even if they should. Now, mind you, if it gets bad enough, my kids won't be able to go to school, and I won't be able to go to work anyway. So, hopefully the government steps in and helps us out. Other than that, I'm just clocking hours now. I'm not exactly sure when I'll check in, but it will be soon. I don't know if it'll be 3 months, 6 months, next week, whenever something major happens. I'm still planning on trying to get into the union. My company doesn't know this because it's a real big taboo. You say something at work and they lay you off for no reason. But it's still a goal of mine, because schooling, they told me, was going to be around $2,000 for electrical, and I don't have that. Granted, I could scrap it together and try to save it, which is going to be the plan, but it would be better if I could have the benefits into a package. You know what I mean? School be free. It is nothing personal. It's just more of a business decision. And what really sucks is I love the guys that I work with. They're really cool. I've learned a lot of things in this short 2.5 to 4 weeks to 3 weeks. I'm not going to count the first week because it was kind of like orientation. So I'll say 3 weeks. I learned so fucking much. I mean, now I know Romex, 14.2, 14.3, 12.2, 12.3, 10 gauge, the different types of amperage and the cables that can, you know, conduct said amperage. How to wire light fixtures, can mounted light fixtures. I did boxing out for like a whole week on 20 different units. I pulled wire amongst 20 different units. Now, I'm not saying I'm a master at it, but I'm starting to understand it. I'm starting to get it. I've wired switches. I've wired 3 switches with, you know, traveler wires. That's still kind of confusing me, but I can remember how to do it. I've wired bathroom wires where it isn't color coded, so it isn't like you're just going red to red or black to black or white to white. The fact that you don't use your neutrals inside of a switch, switched outlets. I've done all of that shit so far, and I'll be doing a lot of it because we have 4 or 5 more buildings to do. Each of them have 20 units in them when we've already done 3. I wish I could say we've confidently, but I've only been a part of 1, and that took us 2 weeks to get it completely boxed out and almost wired. We have 1 more unit where we got to terminate all of the wires in the unit, and then we have to go downstairs and rewire another 10 units. So I'm figuring it out. So much to figure out, so much to learn. I'm learning something new every day. I'm literally cramming my brain with information, and I wish I could say it's getting overwhelming, but it's more than that. Like, it's possible, it's doable. It's just clocking hours, man. That's all it really is. It's clocking hours and paying attention and retaining information. And they've told me that usually it takes guys a lot longer to get this stuff, and they're so surprised that I can get it on the first, second, or third explanation of it. By the time that I do it a second time, or the time that I do it a third time, I can remember the process of how to do it. What helps me is knowing why I'm doing it. Like, okay, this is a switched outlet. Don't just tell me to pull wire here and pull wire there and connect this and connect. Tell me why. Tell me that pull this there because this color pair in the wire is gonna do this and do that. That'll help me remember it. And so far, the journeyman that I've been working with, which is crazy, is because he's 27, I'm 27, and he's like a couple months younger than me, I believe. So it's crazy. He's been doing this for 8 years. But you know, you learn from who you learn from. My foreman is a fucking goofball. He's fucking hilarious. And they're really patient. They haven't snapped on me for asking too many questions. They haven't breathed really hard when I asked them a question. None of that stuff, man. Like, it's really great. So that's why it really sucks. When I get into like a non-union situation, because non-union gave me my first shot, and they're also a really great company, and it's really helping me out, man. So far from the people that I've interacted with, because I know job sites change, it's been great as far as my teachers. But I won't keep rambling and going on and on about stuff. You guys probably don't care. Like I said, I'll be checking back in. I don't know how soon I would like to check in, but I know that people like hearing about this stuff. They like to see the process. They like to see growth. They like to see this stuff continue to evolve. And then maybe, hopefully, I get to the 5-year mark and it's like, oh shit, we made it. And you guys can watch a video from day 1 talking about, damn, he really said he was going to do it and he did it. So that's the plan. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated because I'm going to be going up for sending a letter to reapply for an interview for the union probably by next month, because they start picking people in May and it's March, the middle of March. So yeah, talk to you soon.